Now, last week we saw some very dramatic scenes at Holby General as Ward's sister, Donna Jackson, received the news that her ex, Kieran, had been injured while he was working as a medic in Afghanistan.
Well, tonight's episode sees Donna rushing to be at the bedside of her old flame, where both their worlds are rocked to the core with some very alarming news.
Unfortunately, the infection doesn't seem to have responded to the antibiotics we've been throwing at it. It appears that it's more deep-rooted than we'd hoped.
Gangrene? I thought it was an infection.
Regrettably not.
So you'll want to take me back to theatre then?
We need to open up the wound, debride it, and see what's really going on. I do have to advise you, though, I have serious concerns that the infection and trauma might have caused too much damage. We've already discussed what that could mean.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we'll do everything we can to save it. But if the leg is no longer viable...
I understand.
Oh, dear.
Jaye Jacobs and Barry Sloane join us now. You've had some terrible luck with blokes, haven't you? You really have.
Yeah.
It never, ever goes smoothly.
She's picked a few wrong uns, I think it's safe to say. Yeah.
And initially, you guys, in the show itself, didn't get on, didn't like each other. You thought he was a bit of a skiver.
Yeah, she had it in from the start.
I think she secretly fancied him, but didn't want to like him. I think that's
And
what
then you
it was.
get that moment where you parted and couldn't say "I love you" to each other.
And all this on the stairs, the old coming together, and it was good fun. That.
And so then you come back injured, and you've got the problem with your mother.
Yeah.
It's Lillian, isn't it? Your mother.
Yeah.
You've got to get through her because she's not a happy woman either.
No. Well, I think she feels that Donna's perhaps broke his heart a little bit. So, and also, obviously, in this situation, it's just so sensitive. So I think she's just trying to protect him.
Yeah.
But Donna fights
So where do they go? Is this going to make your heart melt again? And there he is, he's injured, he's come back. Where do they go from here?
Yeah, she's concerned to see the extent of the injury, isn't it? Because she's not sure when she arrives there to what extent he's been damaged, because obviously an explosion's gone on, so...
He could be quite seriously...
Yeah, but he kept his looks, which was a bonus.
Did it make you
And
think
humility.
about the young service people that are coming back injured and their families, you know, the reality of that? This is obviously a drama, and I know you've done some research. Did it strike you that moment when people do have to walk into a hospital and not know how their loved one is going to be or what the future is for them?
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it every scene, didn't we? Because
we wanted to get it right, and we didn't want to... We wanted to make the feeling of it right, and for people who've been involved in that scenario, for it to be truthful and to make sense. Then hopefully we got that.
Yeah, and I think actually doing it, it really dawned on me how difficult it was. And when we did these scenes, it kind of made it clear to me about the scenes before where I'd been saying, "Oh, I'll be left here," you know, "I'll be left here." And when I was kind of going to the hospital, we actually went to a real hospital. I kind of realised actually then the person left behind as well.
And did you meet young men who had to face an amputation or had been very badly injured?
Yeah, and what struck me about them was their mindset. The first thing they seem to think of as soon as the injury is in front of them is, OK, well, when can I walk? What's the next step? And they're always driving towards that next goal. They don't sit there moping around. They want to get back out, help the guys and push on with their life. And it's really inspirational to see someone faced with that.
You watched Wounded, the documentary,
yes,
didn't you?
That was a real eye opener. Yeah, it was harrowing, but it was so necessary to see because, again, the guys. You know, there's a guy who loses both his legs and his sight, and he's just incredible. He just keeps pushing on and pushing on and.
You can't imagine, can you? You'd imagine that you would just be sitting feeling very sorry for yourself, and that it's that determination that gets people through. Well, I'm sure you know that you will represent it very well, and obviously all the research you've done. So what's going to happen to them now? What's going to happen about the kind of love affair? Is that going to carry on? Because you're leaving, we know you're leaving.
Well, we know you're both leaving. So
are you leaving together? That's the question.
How tough is this going to be?
Well, initially, he's just not interested,
no.
is he? He's really not interested. Obviously, he's got a lot going on. And I guess she doesn't feature too highly initially. But then... You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of pushing and shoving away from each other and kind of... I think he's embarrassed of his situation and, you know, he said he wouldn't get hurt and then he's Not really bad.
Very bad.
He was only away for about 6 weeks as well.
And they have, never said that they love each other. They've never made a big commitment. They've just kind of been like, oh yeah, it's nice, it's fun. And everyone else knows around them, which is so lovely. And I think, it does happen in real life. So it's nice that they finally go.
Well, I think we can say that finally, and that was my first question, and it will be amongst my last, is that she does find love.
Donna finds love.
Oh, thank goodness. So, Alta, how bizarre for you, because how long have you been in the
7 years.
7 years?
I remember you sitting here and us talking to you when you were first going into Holby, and you were really nervous.
I know, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
And how does it feel to be out of it? I assume that you've shot everything now, so you're done.
We've finished. Yeah. I think it's becoming real now that the last episodes are going out, because we actually filmed this 3 months ago, which is a long time ago. And it totally hasn't dawned on me. I'm living in some kind of other... I just think I'm on an extended holiday.
Did you get to keep your uniform?
I wanted to burn that uniform.
You look so nice in it.
No, I don't. Thank you. You're very kind. But people would cross the street to say, oh, why did you choose to wear that awful blue thing? That's pretty in real life. So I was like,
thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks. Keep watching.
What will you go on to next? You're having a rest?
I've just done a play with a deaf theatre company, actually. So I just finished last week, and obviously I've got a cold now. It's just always...
Because you sign, don't you?
Yeah, I sign. I was studying while I was at Holby, so it's really, really great to use it.
Which helped because you couldn't understand Scouse when we started.
We were both like, what?
And you're off to Broadway.
Yeah.
Never been to New York before?
Never been before, no. So it's going to be quite an experience.
What are you doing on Broadway?
I'm doing a play called Jerusalem, which we did in the West End last year, and we fortunately transferred to Broadway, so over there for 6 months. So it's going to be...
And you get to take the family with you?
Yeah, taking my daughter and my girlfriend over, so it's going to be...
Well, you won't be disappointed, and I hope the play's great over there as well.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to seeing your final scenes together as you disappear into the sunset.
Holby City tonight, BBC One at 8.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.